Yes, this is our hardcore grind interview with Dr. Nicola Mitchell. How you doing today, Queen?
Peace, Queen. I am well. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you so much for sharing your time, space, and energy with me on today. So we're just going to get this cracking. Now, Black women have pioneered the literary industry for many years. What intrigues you the most about your writing and storytelling?
I think what intrigues me the most is that I just keep it so 100 on all dynamics. When it comes to men, I don't. I see why they make the decisions they make, right? Even from a woman's perspective, I look at both sides. I look at from a woman's side how she stays in or she leaves or she gets angry or she reacts. How the man, he could be in love with two women, and vice versa. Women do the same thing. But I write realistically and not for the reader, if that makes sense. People sometimes write books to make their reader feel happy or blow their reader's mind, but I write what a reader really is doing. And I think that's relate people to my books.
I love it. Now, what writers have influenced you the most and why?
I believe what's influenced me the most in regards to writing or overall in life?
Overall.
Just seeing like empowerment of people, right? When I see women, men, just people of color doing good, that inspires me to want to do better. It challenges me to not just stay in a box or stay pigeonholed within a certain dynamic. So I just love seeing people just shine because that makes me happy.
Absolutely. Now, your latest book is What Was I Supposed to Do? What is the inspiration behind your book and its characters?
So with What Was I Supposed to Do, it's written about a 15-year-old named Harper who was sexually assaulted by her mother's boyfriend and ended up having a baby. And with my organization, Girls Who Brunch, and even with things that I've went through with some of my friends when we were young, it just compelled me to write this story and to share it without prejudice, right? Because sometimes people are mad at the mother. Sometimes people are mad at the child. Sometimes people are mad at the men. But what if the man is not a bad guy, right? And this happened. What people presume is a predator. What if the girl is not fast, right? What if the mother is not on drugs or anything like that? Like, I tried to write what was not stereotypically stated in these situations and to show how an average family, how this can happen. And it's a hard subject matter, but I love the reactions from it because I promise you every time I have a book signing or I hear somebody purchase a book, they're sharing that book with so many other people because that story relates to them. Even some of my girls from Girls Who Brunch were like 15 and up. They're like, oh my gosh, that happened to me. Well, I told my mom this is how she reacted. And what I really want to come out of it is for the mothers to be able to have an open dialogue with their daughter and not be judgmental when their child do come and say something has happened to me.
Absolutely. I love it. And how did your creativity flow while you were writing this book?
It flowed because it really touched home. But then this beginning of COVID, and I started my tour season on ground again. It stated another fire for me to write this story because I was now being able to see how some of my girls were living, right, with their mothers and their situations, and everybody's being on lockdown. And so it drove me to hurry up and rewrite the story and to tell it from the mother's voice. And I actually used a couple of voices of moms within my program of how they talk to their kids. And it was shocking, right? Because it's, I think, worse than what I have went through or some of the people that I've known when we were young have went through. But it's real. And I want to just show, too, they always over-sexualize and over-criminalize our girls of color. And I wanted to show how a child can get in the situation of being incarcerated or whatever, and without it just automatically saying she's fast, she's bad. If you hear the backstory of how she got here, then maybe we'll have a little bit more empathy for the babies.
Absolutely. Now, you also have a new children's book called Adventure of Legend. What's the inspiration behind this book and its characters?
So The Adventures of Legend is about my dog, Legend. It's actually my daughter's dog. And, you know, COVID is the theme, but I guess for everybody. She went to Savannah State University, shout out HBCUs, and she had to come home on lockdown. And Legend was born and raised on Savannah State University. He's a 65-pound pit, but he was raised with girls in the girls' dormitory. So just think of the trauma he had coming home to a house that is not all these girls and not carrying him around. And so I actually seen that this baby has character. I'm talking about the dog, right? And I wanted to use his character and his innocence of how he responds to, number one, show people who automatically put pit bulls in the realm of they're dangerous, they're bad, they're ferocious, to show that this is a sweet dog and tell a story of a sweet dog. Number two, I wanted to highlight HBCUs because he really grew up on this college campus. And number three, I wanted to show people, especially women, single women like myself, how to train a dog, because my daughter had to go back to school, but he couldn't go with her. So I was stuck with Legend, and I had to train him. But it was like he was talking to the birds, like nobody was a stranger to him. And the sweetness of that, I would tell my friends on the phone we're about to go on this adventure of Legend, you know, and I wanted to share that dynamic, but also teach people how to train dogs in simple commands, teach people the importance of HBCUs, right, and also teach people how to not be afraid of pit bulls.
Absolutely. Now, you inspire many authors and readers. How does that make you feel to be such a powerful influence?
You know what? I don't feel like I'm a powerful influence. You know, I do appreciate when someone says I inspired them or they're excited to meet me, but everybody around me inspires me, right? I just feel like I'm a regular person just being open about my life, right? That's really it. Before I used to be someone that was ashamed of things that happened to me, embarrassed of stuff. But I really believe what the devil means for bad, God means for good. And I really try to live my life with that kind of discernment when I project myself to outside people. So I don't really think of myself as an inspiration. I just think of myself as a truth teller. And I appreciate, like I said, anybody who think of me an inspiration. Hopefully it makes them be more open to share their truth.
Now, aspiring artists face many challenges that can be overwhelming and at times complex for them to handle. What advice would you give new authors to encourage them?
To stop comparing themselves to people like myself or other authors that they read, to take their time and tell their story. I meet so many people that just think they want a ghostwriter off that. And I mean, ghostwriting is good, and shout out to the ghostwriters, myself included, who gets paid for this, right? But you can tell your story, and there's so many different ways to do it. You can talk your story out on your phone, upload it to your computer as a Word document. You can take your time and write down little notes on a notepad and combine your story, but just tell your story. I think we get stuck in what we think that the ending result should be for this book and this product, that we get lost and never produce the product. And I want people to remember as well, every Eric Jerome Dickey, every Zane's book, every Omar Tyree's book, Mary Monroe, they're not the only person that touches that book. There are several editors that edit the book. There are several designers that lay out the book. They are not the only person that make that book a creation. So when you think about how many people that touch that book to make it a beautiful product at the end, hopefully that makes the person who's writing the story relax and be able to breathe a little bit, because you're not alone. You have to have more people to help you nurture that baby, right, to be born, and that's what we're doing.
Now, you are a very accomplished author and philanthropist. Tell us about your journey to becoming one of the top nonprofit organizations for young women.
Trusting God and trusting that. Lissha, I've talked to you many times, especially in the beginning process of it, and I still have a ways to go that I wanted to give up because people didn't understand why I was doing this, right? Or how did I stop focusing on books to pursue something that I wasn't getting paid for. But I really believe that if you listen to God, He's ordering our steps every day, right? And sometimes we fight against it. And when we fight against it, we see, because we'll get hit on the head, or, something happens that's not supposed to, that wasn't in our plan, right? But when we follow God and listen, and I'm not going to say it like, oh, I follow God and this is just the easiest step. Everything was just so easy and laid out. No, I fought to make this happen. But again, prayer without work is dead. I pursued my heart and wanted to take care of these girls because I was one of those girls, right? And continue to fight and do everything I needed to do to make this dream become a reality. And now I'm like 6 years in, and because of Girls Who Brunch, I've obtained so many awards, funding, and now I just signed a contract. You're the first person I'm telling this to be an executive producer for a Lifetime movie. And all of this is, which is an executive producer, was one of my end goals for writing, correct? And now I'm getting that totally not from writing, but from Girls Who Brunch. So I felt like God just ordered my steps and told me, okay, I got you. And now it just came back 365 to the beginning, and I'm an executive producer. So, like, that's super dope. And all that from taking care of these kids. I was speaking at an event in Israel last year, and this organization in St. Lucia found me. And they asked me, can I come and can I speak? And that's how the partnership came into place. But it's so beautiful. It feels like I'm at home, right? It feels like the culture is so similar to Jamaica, but it is as passionate I am about fighting for girls, I'm even more passionate about fighting for island girls because I am one of them.
Now, with all the unique skills you possess, which have helped make Girls Who Brunch such a success, how can someone become a part of the GWB movement?
There are so many ways that you can be a part. It's for the people that do not want to be in the forefront but want to support financially. You can always go to our website and click on donate and donate anything. We have monthly donations that can come out of your account. We have donations that could be on behalf of somebody, or you can just donate one time, and no donation is too small, $2, $5. All that can help assist with serving these girls. If you want to sign up and become a speaker, on our site it says, and our site is in under construction, but the old site is still up. It says become a speaker. You click the link, and there's a form that you would have to fill out. Now, please, please, please be patient, because we have over 5,000 women on this waiting list to speak. And what we generally do is send out an email when the city that you requested comes up that have openings to speak. But because of COVID as well, like usually I have this set calendar of what dates we're doing because of all these different variants, all these different policies and protocols with these schools and facilities. Some of these dates are being held. So I have dates open, and as soon as we have something confirmed, we will let you know. We will take your name and say, hey, thank you for signing up, but we can't send you back anything until we have the dates confirmed. And I'm only saying that because I get so many women that, like, find me on social media like I'm ignoring them. Sweetheart, we are not ignoring you. You are on the list. We just can't do anything until we get the information from these schools.
Now, what are your top 8 most essential elements in creating a powerful brand?
Top 8?
Top 8.
Ooh, that is technical. Okay. Top 8, I would say being patient, because when you're patient with yourself, even if you make a mistake or things don't go the way you want it to, you won't give up. Taking time and researching whatever it is that you're trying to go into. So if it's writing a nonprofit, starting any business, research it and find out who are the top competitors in that brand that relates to you, and research how did they get here. Don't just rely on social media for yourself. And from a post, and if you are going to use social media for yourself, invest in yourself and invest into ads. I know a lot of us, we want to make all this money. We want to write this book. We want to do all these things, but we do not want to invest in ourselves. When somebody gives you a dollar amount, it's like we cursed at you, right? But you have to invest in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself and can't put money into yourself, how is it possible that you want somebody else to? Or have a strong circle around you, because when you are doing something that is not like the norm, right? Just think of when a plane is taking over, right? There's maybe majority of the people are going to run for cover, sit in the seats, and just deal with conform to whoever the hijackers are. There's going to be maybe a couple of them that's going to just go crazy mentally and try to take themselves out before anything else can happen to them. And there's going to be just a couple of them who are going to come together and form a plan to try to take the plane back, right? You want to become friends and have your circle, those top people that are going to come up with a plan. You don't want to be around those people that are just sitting there and is going to conform to what the hijackers are saying, because those people are the majority of people that are in today's society that just conform with what the world is. So if you are trying to start your brand, they're going to not believe in you and help try to take you back off track because you're not conforming, right? So you're going to have to find those people who will believe in you and support you and help you build whatever your brand is. So we're at 4. How many we're at? 4 or 5?
Oh, that was
what's
4.
the number? Okay,
yeah,
so
5.
Number, pray. I don't care if you don't believe in God, if it's Buddha, if it's whatever you pray to. Pray and really center yourself, right? Because this journey of building a brand is overwhelming, right? And just because you believe in what you're doing does not mean that the world believes in what you're doing. People that you're reaching out for funding, people that you're reaching out for spaces, people that you're reaching out to just attend your events if that's what you're doing. People like to see the success before they can buy into the success, right? So if you have some form of prayer situation, a closet, whatever, meditation, it's the same thing. I believe in that. That's going to center you and allow you not to get off track. 6, take time for self. While we are on this journey of trying to build this brand, build this network, build whatever it is, we usually lose ourselves. But we can't be good for anybody or continue to build this brand if we're not good for ourselves. So I take a day, and sometimes, too, every morning I go to the gym. That's how I clear my mind, right? So people think I'm just trying to lose weight and just be fine. That's the beauty of it afterwards, right? But that really helps center me. That's me taking time for myself. I'm not taking any calls. I'm really just listening to music, watching whatever shows I want to watch, whatever speeches, motivational speeches, but that is time for myself. I go to get a massage every week. That is an investment that I give myself, right? But you have to figure out what is your self-time and how that looks like. And bigger than just getting your nails done, ladies. We think when we go to the nail shop or get our hair done, that's taking time for ourselves. That's pampering yourself, right, to make yourself look better, but that's not taking time for yourself. So figure out what that self-love looks like and really work on that the same way you're working to build this brand. Number 7, find industry leaders that can help grow your brand. Do not just rely on those ads you see on Facebook of hire me for $5 and I'm going to help you blow up. If the fee is only $5, I promise you're going to get $5 worth of work, right? Find who is the industry leaders and what can help. Again, because remember, number 1 or 2 was researching your brand. Okay, what needs to be done to get your brand to a certain way? So now you want to reach out to those leaders in that network to help grow your brand. And number 8, believe in yourself. The only way, again, somebody is going to be able to believe in you is if you believe in yourself. Speak life into you. Talk to you. Tell you got it. Do not wait for somebody else to give you that notoriety. Give that notoriety to yourself. And I think those are the 8 tips. I may have to write this into a book or something, you know.
See, I'm always listen. I love to light a fire. You know I do. I received a doctorate of philosophy and humanitarianism. What was that moment like for you?
It was super surreal because, number 1, I always joked about getting an honorary doctorate because I'm like, I've done so much work, somebody's going to give me an honorary doctorate, right? But I never knew that it was really going to come to fruition. And so it was one of those things that the power of the tongue of life and death, that was like a surreal, for real moment for me because I also said I wanted the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. They called me back at the same university and said, oh, we also want to give you that as well. So I knew this about a year, almost a whole year before I actually received it. So she contacted me like in January, and the graduation wasn't until December. But so I knew I was getting it, but it still was a surreal moment when it actually happened. And it's like, you know, this is off of just doing good. You know, you've done all these things. I've written all these books. I've published all these books. I've spoken to so many people. I've done all these events. But because I've worked with girls and I've given back that way, that's how I got this. It was just crazy to me. So when you look at it in that aspect, it's like, you know, what you're supposed to do is what you're supposed to do, not what other people are telling you need to do.
Now, on April the 9th, Giving Hope, the Nicola Mitchell story, premiered on Lifetime, where you are the executive producer for that movie. Talk a little bit about this project.
So Lifetime approached me 2 years ago, back in 2021, wanting to do this project. And it was weird, right? Because they sent me, again, my life is one of those things that you can say is not what the history books or what you learn in school, right, of how things, processes are supposed to be. So I wanted to be a filmmaker from back being an author, but Girls Who Brunch kind of took me away from it. So being able to get Lifetime Movie Network contact me and say they want to do a movie about my life, and they contacted me from social media, like from my website, LinkedIn, Facebook, like in the DMs. And I'm like, for real? This is weird. This is not, this isn't real. And my big sister / mentor, Zane, called me and told me that when I told her, that they reached out to me, she and I were trying to see if this was a real entity, the production company. She was like, yeah, they're real. They're real. And this is something that you should take seriously. And, again, it was just something that you've worked for your whole life and you dreamt about, like to say you're going to have a movie and then they want to make a movie about me, not a book, a project that I worked on. Again, it's the only way I can say how my life has been going right now has been surreal. And again, all this work I've done as a writer, a publisher, a creative, and I got it from just my life. And then when they changed the movie to my name, the whole time we knew it was going to be called Girls Who Brunch. And they told me 2 weeks before it actually aired, the promotion of it, that it was going to be the Nicola Mitchell story. That was an honor as well. Because you never think of something that you're doing, somebody else will look at it to that magnitude.
Now, with all the accolades and awards you have received, how does it make you feel to be celebrated at this level?
That I'm still alive to enjoy it, that I'm still young enough to receive it, that, the accolades and awards that I've been getting recently, I even got a day named after me the other day. Again, something that somebody just recognized me for my hard work. It's been humbling. I pinch myself a lot, like, is this really happening? I'm not a bragatory person, so, I downplay it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I have a movie about my life. And I'm like, what? But just to be able to be alive to receive it. Like, I just watched the Whitney Houston movie. She passed away by the time they made a movie about her life. I'm still here to enjoy it and actually be able to accept the flowers by so many people who have watched it. People have reached out to me all the way in Pakistan. That's been beautiful. So, it's just, again, like my life, when I'm just doing to serve, is really changing the lives of other people. It's kind of dope.
You have your 7th annual Tutus and Tennis Shoes fundraiser and scholarship gala coming up on May 28th. Talk a little bit about this event.
So the goal of this event is to raise $100,000. So we service 38,000 girls worldwide. With the $100,000, that would give us $5,000 a city, and that would allow 250 girls to be able to attend for free. So it's very important to me, and it's been I'm very what's the word? Committed to raising the money, because I try to bring in as many girls for free as we can anyway. So if we can just list that the tickets are free in the first place, we'll be able to serve even more girls. So if we say, okay, 250 girls are free, they don't have to worry about it, that's always a beautiful thing for parents who have multiple girls who, have limited income, limited resources. And to be able to give them a shirt, a bag, and let them enjoy the event, that's what the money is being raised for, to give back to our girls in these different cities.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And what's next? You got movies, you got books. What's next for Dr. Nicola Mitchell?
So we got the movie, Giving Hope, the Nicola Mitchell story. Please continue to watch that. Please leave a review if you love it. Instead of calling me and emailing me and DMing me, I've had people reach out to me on every social media network. Please go on to Lifetime and leave a review. Let them know that you love it. I'm trying to work on a couple of other movie projects. I can't really talk about it at the moment, but I do have some things I'm trying to work on. I have a couple of books that we're going to have released by the end of the year. I have a children's book series called The Adventures of Legends that's coming out, and I'm working on a teen book on deportation. And also we have our 20 Now 4 Cities for Girls Who Brunch tour. We're kicking it off in June after the event. So I have a very, very, very busy schedule. I'll be in Jamaica as well. We're going to be airing the movie there at the Beauty and the Book retreat, box retreat in June. And I'm going to be one of the featured authors. And to be able to go back home to Jamaica and air the movie is an amazing thing for me.
I love it. Well, I so appreciate you sharing your time, your space, and your energy with me. And my listeners, you are always welcome. This is always home.
Yeah, you guys are family, so I'm always never too busy for you.
And we appreciate that. That is the last question I have. I just want you to tell everybody how to connect with Nicola Mitchell.
Okay, my name is Nicola Mitchell. I am the founder of Girls Who Brunch Tour. I'm the international writer and change agent. You can connect with me on all social media outlets at Nicola, Nicola Mitchell. On Instagram, I am MZ_Nicola, NICOLA. Let me start again. MZ_Nicola, NICOLA. My website is IamNicola.com, and that will link you to everything that's happening in my life, and also all the things that we got going on with Girls Who Brunch. You can support us on Patreon. Patreon, search for us as Ms. Nicola or Girls GWBT, Girls Who Brunch, and just follow us, connect with us, and we'll love on you back.